Hello there, welcome back. Earlier we solved paper 2 of May-June 2010. Now we'll start solving paper 3 of the same year. Let's go through the scenario first. You are working for International Business and ICT College in the UK. The administrative staff have been supplied with some data in text files and RTF files formats. These files contain information about tutors, students, textbooks for computer science diploma, which consist of 4 compulsory modules and 1 out of 5 optional modules. You are expected to create efficient data handling systems in order to carry out administrative tasks, which will include processing invoices, producing reports, and mail merge labels. For the invoicing systems, you will be expected to use spreadsheet application to refer to data from separate data sources in order to calculate cost. For the required relational database solution, which means you need to create relationship database, obviously, solution, you will need to extract and edit data from the text files, bearing in mind the need to create or add index fields and avoid unnecessary duplication of data in the tables. Okay. The result will need to be integrated with other applications. All documents required should be produced to professional standard and suit business context. Create evidence document. Now let's start. The data to be used is supplied in the following files. Now these are the files that we have to use. Let me extract the file first. Okay. Here we are. The file that we need is book list, book order, students. Book list, right, book orders, and students. Let's import this. Go to access, create, browse, book list, students. Just have a look. Paid should be Boolean logical. I'll do it next over here. DMY. Book list I have chosen. What as a primary key? Module name. Let me see. Module name, even the module code could have been. We'll see it afterwards. Let's first import. We will see this afterwards. No, it was book orders. Let's read again. Book orders.csv. You need to see it's unique or not. It is unique. Done. I can create a relationship between student ID and student ID here, but this would be 1-to-1. Or what I could do is I can create between optional module and, let me make this. No, first option module over here, this is many, and over here module code. So what we need to do is instead of choosing this, I will use module code as primary key, and I can create relationship between option module code one-to-many, and I can create option module and module code one-to-many again. Yes. Next part. The labels.rtf, book order.rtf, and invoice.rtf templates will also be needed. You may wish to open these files in a suitable application and not inspect them. You will be required to use appropriate applications to mail merge labels, letters, calculate textbooks orders, produce an invoice, create menu. Point number 1. Labels are to be printed for book orders, boxes for each of the students in the option this and this who have already paid. Use the labels should include this. So first of all, we need to do what is print the labels. Save this document as print labels in a format preserve field codes. Right. Use labels.rtf as a main document. So let's open up labels.rtf and see what do we have in that. Labels, here we go. Yes, and we need to include what over here? Labels are to be printed. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to make a query, and this query will consist of student ID, forename, surname, option module, and paid. Okay. Print labels. Save it as print labels. Run and see what do you have. Right. We have to find out. Okay. Labels are to be printed for the books orders for each of the students in the option this and this. Obviously this doesn't mean we have to use the AND operand, we have to use OR, which means they're trying to say is we need to find the students who opted for this or who are opted for this. So AND, linguistically it means AND, but otherwise it means OR. So in the option module, I'll type this or this, run this, I get this or that. Yes, I do. And those who have paid, which means paid should be yes. Here we go. Look at this. Let's see more. Okay. Let's try and see. Okay, good that we came across such kind of issue. I really wanted to discuss this with my students. You can see over here is, you might assume the output is correct, but it's not. You can see over here we have repetition of records appearing over here. 156 appearing many times, 161 appearing many times, 163 appearing many times. And if you have a look, these records are actually repeating. Mr. Abbott, the records are repeating. Do you see here? This one with this one, and again over here again as well, again over here as well. So when you have duplication of records, and remember one thing, in this scenario the examiner did talk about some very important point, and this is what the examiner was saying, be careful about. For the required database solution, you will need to extract and edit data from text files, bearing in mind the need to create or add index fields. We've done that. And avoid unnecessary duplication of data in the tables. There should be no duplication of data. Now, how do we get rid of such kind of error? Well, obviously the best way is that you just try to create some other relationship. What you can see over here is student ID and student ID could have been created one-to-one. We are allowed to do so. We created option module, fine. We could have even done optional module and optional module over here as well. That is also fine, right? Or what we could have done was we could have created student ID with student ID. Now if I run this, you see I get proper records. So you just have to be careful that we don't get duplication records. We don't get duplication records. So instead of this, we will create student ID and student ID. Right. So there could be two cases. Either you get duplicate records or you don't get any record at all. When you add fields from different tables and when you run it, if you get duplicate records, that's wrong. Or if you don't get any record, even that's wrong. So you have to be careful while creating relationships. Right. Done with this point, use label as main document. Ensure that your name, sender number, candy number are in the footer of the document. Print the labels. Save the label like this. So the label should contain all these. What I'll do now is I'll simply save this, and this is saved as database 14. Just keep that in mind. I'll come here and I will mail merge existing list with my database 14 and select print labels. And over here what I need to do is I need to add 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Update labels and include an evidence section method of your evidence, and say when you format the present field codes, we need to print the labels. We need to print the labels. So what you do is you preview them and you take a print out of them. If you want to show the coding, you can press Alt F9 to view the coding. Alt F9. But when you do this, make sure you go to File, you go to Options, and over here in the Advanced, you do both things. You need to click on Show Field Codes, and even in the print, you need to show and click on Print Field Codes instead of the values. Because if you don't do it, you will not see the print codes appearing in your printout. So be careful about this point. So, done with this part. Next. Applicants over 25 years old on 1st of September 2010 are entitled to maturity student support grants towards the cost of textbooks. Use books grants to send letters to all students that qualify for the grant and have not yet paid. Include evidence of your selection method in your evidence document. The grant is dependent upon option module chosen and a discount of this much for technical module. Right. Okay. So insert a conditional field to inform students of their discount entitlement. Print a copy of the main document. So first of all, we need to open up the book grants authoritative. These are the fields that are required. So first of all, what we do is, oops, I have to open up Access again because I did close it before. We need to create is a query, and we need to add over here is student's address per line, title, surname, date, this will be dynamic, option module, conditional field here, right. And the question over here says, okay, applicants over 25 years old of age on 21st. So we need to add the date of birth. So we need to find out applicants over 25 years old 1st of September are entitled to. So we need to find out all those values which are greater than, let's go 25 years back from 2010. This will be 1985. So 1st September, all the values which are greater than, this is month, day, year, greater than 1st September. Let's see again. Over 25 years. So this will be less than, I'm sorry. Right? These are students who basically, right? And what else? The grant is given on option module chosen, right? So we need to add is option module. Yes, we do have it. Fine. What else? These have to and have not yet paid. So paid may, here we'll have not, right? Done with this. Now we will save this as print grants, and we will mail merge this with and replace this with DDMMYY format. Insert, done. Insert per line 1, title and surname, option module, insert a conditional field here, and the conditional field says the grant is by option module chosen and discount 30% for technical. If someone opts for this, they get 30% discount. So rules, if then else, if option module is equals to this, then 30%, otherwise 15%. If I view this, 15%, let's come to the next part now. 3. You're required to create invoices for textbooks ordered by students. Use suitable application to create and format a table shown below. So we need to create something like this. Enter the formula. So first of all, we need to create this. So let me open up Excel first. Okay, now I need to create something like this. Typing, so student ID, module code, textbooks required, yes or no, textbooks cost. In the exam you need to actually type all this in. You will not be able to copy paste. I have the privilege right now, or you have the privilege before the exam when you're practicing. When you copy paste, make sure you don't miss out anything. That is if you copy paste. If you have hard copy, it's easy for you to type it in rather than copy paste. Have a look at the cell references when you're typing or pasting it in. Right. Enter formula that will be displayed in cell A2. The surname of the student whose student ID is entered into cell A2. So we have to use the other file, which is the students, probably, where you have the student ID and name. So I repeat the question again. Enter formula that will be displayed in cell A4, the surname of the student whose student ID is entered in cell A2. So this equals to V lookup. This will be the lookup value. Array will be here, comma 1 2 3 comma 0. So if I enter an ID just to check, it works, right? Next part. Enter formula in cell C2 to C10 that refers to book orders.csv. There we go. Book orders.csv and displays whether the textbook is required by the student whose ID is entered in cell A2. Right. So basically what we need to do is, we have to do what? If this is the option module, we need to compare from here and see that is this particular module required for the student, yes or no. For example, this module. For this particular student, this module is not required. For this particular student, this module is required. For such a kind of cases, I always prefer using index and match. It's a very good function. Let's see how it does work. Index, match are two different functions. Yes, match helps index to work. Index function says, give me the array, give me the row number, and give me the column number. So for example, if I have the array, in this array, if I tell Excel or index that this is your array, this entire thing, this is your array, and if I tell that the row number is 10 and the column number is 3, it will point out to this location. If I say the row number is 20th and the column number is 3, it points over here. So first of all, index should have the array, first thing. Then we use the match for the row. Now in case of row, to find out the row number I would repeat. For the row number, now in this case the student ID is the row number, and if we look up over here, this is the lookup value. It will look up from here. Where are the row numbers? The student IDs. Here are the student IDs. Comma 0 for the exact match. Yes, fine. Now we want to find the column number. The column number, the numeric position. I mean. That's what index requires. Lookup value for the column. If we come here, is this not the lookup value for the column? Is this not the array for the column module? 0, yes or no? Enter. Now in this particular case, A2 needs to be static because we don't want this to increment. B2 has to be dynamic. So if I replicate this and let's see more, right, A2 and B2, B2, B3, this has to be dynamic. It should be. Why is it not applicable? Let's see again. Absolute right array, the row number, match, right? So this is what we have, right? So we have the values over here, yes or no, if we change them. Next what we have is enter formulas in cell D2 to D10 that will display the textbook cost for the book ordered by the students whose student ID is entered in cell A2. So we need to open up the file, the cost file. Where is it? Student's ID book list. Here we go. Now the question basically says over here, I want the cost to be available. Okay, so basically what we have to do is, let's read the question again and let's clarify. Enter formula in cell D2 to D11 that will display the textbook cost for the books ordered by students who ID is entered in cell A2. So if the textbook is required, it should display it, otherwise it should not. So what we can do is, we can simply use over here. So basically what we have to do is, let's use an if and try with an if, because what they're saying is that if this is equal to 0, then display 0 obviously. Otherwise let's try to vertically look up. Okay, for lookup value we can use this and look up from where, from here, compare this with this. If it finds any of this module code, it will give the corresponding textbook's cost over there. So comma 3 comma 0. Did you get my point? If it's 0, it displays 0. Otherwise if it finds some other thing apart from 0, it will look up from here and give the resultant value from there. And here we go. Yes, it works fine. Just let's see it's fine or it's correct or not. For 03 it's to 137. Yes, it's fine. And one more, let's check one more. Opt 1 it's 37. For opt 1 it's 37. Absolutely correct. Next point. Ensure that all costs are formatted as currency and displayed as euros. Format currency. Where is euro? Right. Enter a formula in cell D2 that will calculate the total of the noise in cell D11. Sorry, not D11. Sum. Right. Insert student this in cell A2. Provide a printout of the complete showing only for the books ordered. Ensure name, sender and candidate president is printed out. Provide printout displaying the formula used. Ensure the complete formula in each cell is visible. Ensure that your name, sender and candidate number are present in the printout. So take a printout of this and take a printout of this in the same manner I told you before in my previous lectures. Let's come to the next part now. Use invoice RTF as template and paste link cells A1 to D11 where specified. Okay, let's first open up invoice.rtf. Here we go, invoice.rtf. Right. Okay, paste link book cost calculations here. So read again. Let's read again. Okay, adjust the column using the file, adjust the column width and paste link cells A1 to D11 where specified. A1 to D11. So A1 to D11. Copy this, paste link here, delete this. I'll come to paste special, paste link, right, Done. The advantage of paste link is that now if I update information over here, if I make it as 170 and I come here, if I update the link, it changes to 170 as well. This is known as paste linking. Okay, next what we have is, let's read the question again. Insert field that will prompt for the student ID to be entered. Use CS as a default text. Insert a font CS for the text. 11 CS for the text. Copy. Paste link the field in cell A2 in your book cost file. Okay. Insert a field that will prompt for the student ID to be entered. Right? Use CS as default one. So here we go. Delete this. Mailing. Obviously we need to connect a database with this first. So we'll just connect 14. I will just write. Right. So the next question says, next part of the question says, paste link the field to cell A2 in your book cost file. So come here, copy this, I'll come to my book cost, and over here right, we'll do this. Now print invoices for this and this. So what I'll do is to finish do no, I just need to print 2. So what I need to do over here is I just need to print 2. Print invoices for IDs, this and this. It's not mentioned here. We need to replace this as well, but obviously you know it, but still let's do it. Okay, anything else? Name center number, you can do that. Okay, mailing. For this and for, make sure there is no space, otherwise it will not give you the right error. 58 and 64 working fine. Excellento. Right, include screenshots of the student ID entry in the prompt field dialog box in your evidence document. Done with this, you are now required to create a menu. Users should be able to select the following operations: edit this. The menu should include explanation of the item, user ID, blah blah blah. So all you have to do is copy this, and in a new MS Word file, new, all you have to do is you need to create links, edit, and this. Okay, I just hold on. Edit, open. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me open again. Edit this, course books and course. Edit this, open this, create this and this. So all you have to do is edit the course book cost, edit the student data, open the invoice document, create labels. You just have to hyperlink with the files. For example, you had the file labels over here, you have to link with this, okay, and then you just have to explain that by clicking, okay, to create labels for what, you just have to refer back to the question where it was, where we create the labels. For example, let's talk about this one, labels. Labels are to be printed for textbook orders for each student and the options and this were already paid. Labels should include this. Print the labels. Labels to be printed for students. I can name it as click to create labels for students. You can reduce the size of this, make it italic so that it's different, okay, and this will be linked up with, like I told you before, with the file that you just saved. I did not, for example, labels query was the name of the MASHHUD file. Here you go. Same way, for you have to create a link for this. For grant letters, you have to create a link with the step, with this step where you created it and you saved it as a document in a print grants, right, and then MASHHUD file. And for open the invoice document, we have to link up with hold on, invoice.rtf. we have to link this with this. Edit the student's data, we have to link this file with this, and edit course book costs, we have to link again with this. So this is how you will basically create your menu with some explanation at the bottom telling the user what the above link actually does. Keep one thing in mind, you need to press Control in order to click on this, right? That's for now. See you for the next lectures. We'll be solving November 2010 paper 2. See you till then.